Now we will move on to our next speaker. She's Saskia Rao De haas. She's here with us. She's a little about her. She's a world-renowned virtuoso cellist, a composer, a cultural entrepreneur, and educationist from Netherlands. She was trained as a Western cellist from a young age onwards, but changed the direction when she came in touch with Indian music in 1993. She is known as a master performer in Indian classical and hailed as the creator of a new instrument, the Indian cello. Over to you, ma'am, and I'm eager to hear your insights.
Thank you so much for that short introduction. I would just want to start with telling how much I agree with my previous two speakers, because it is indeed the need of the hour that we find an important role for traditional Indian music in the education system. Of course, Dr. Hegde spoke about the importance of any music, but especially Indian classical music in the education system, not as an extracurricular, but as a subject. Our next speaker made a wonderful case about giving a role for the traditional ways of learning. Now, I'm going to make a case for what our solution has been in these two main questions, in that came into the curriculum Sangeet for all. We're both artists, both my husband and I, but we also run an educational program since the last 6 years, which has gone into many schools. I'm also from an educational background. Music education was a subject at the university and started writing these books. Now, what we want to do, what we have done in this curriculum, is combining ancient wisdom of Indian classical music with modern teaching strategies. Now, how does that work? We have gone through the research to show how important music education is, so I don't think I need to repeat that. But could Shakespeare, the practitioner, have taught first-grade English writing skills? Or could we have sent C.V. Raman to teach science? Now, the question and answer are clear, because a performer is not a teacher. These require complete different skills. There's a science of teaching music, which is music education. And we need to assist our music teachers in schools to help them create a professionally planned curriculum, not as a straitjacket, but to bring out their individual, wonderful knowledge. So teacher training in this is essential. In the universities that we just spoke about, the courses in music are a bit of everything, and music education is not one of them. Music teachers do not receive the support that they would need. Now, if we look at music education in India, and I've unceremoniously called it 3,000 years in 1 minute, that, of course, we spoke already about the Guru Shishya Parampara, the spiritual practice. Still today, I think the main way of learning Indian classical music. Music schools. The first methodology was in the beginning of the 20th century in music schools. Then music departments at universities, the first one was in 1949 in India. Now, if we put this, and then music in the classroom. This is a subject that is not taught in universities. It's not recognized as a specialized subject, and it's the same for all the arts. So rather than do away with the universities, we need to help musicians there specialize. music education, teaching music should no longer be something that you only do if you can't perform. Music education is one of the most essential qualifications to make sure that music is taught to young children. Of course, we're not doing this alone. We were part of different organizations and the Massachusetts Arts Council for promoting music education among youth and children. To uplift the communities, we did a music program, music education for the Kennedy Center, and many other things. What we have done with this is, we developed a curriculum for teachers, helped them professionally develop on the job, created resources, and participating and learning from panels and speakers like today, try to influence a policy and a change of mindset in music education in a small perspective, but of course arts education. So what we have done is for primary, pre-primary up till middle school. I've written different books. One is The Dhwani, about sound, in which we also have described the colors of the swaras and the animals, which we heard Vijayakumar ji talk about at the introduction. So it is completely about the traditional way of learning, the stories that are told from gurus to shishas in the homes, exercises. So the knowledge that is taught to young children in traditional settings, we have put it into books and made it accessible to children. The next one is Vadya, about the musical instruments. The young Tara the sitar travels through the country of Vadya, where she lives in Tad Valley and travels to Sushir Valley, forest and other places. The land of the Raga and Talas, Desi, about folk music, Dunia, and the last one is the Shastra book. Also instruments to teach children both the Sargam notations, but also pre-reading, they can follow the color-coded notations. School choirs and orchestras, from very young children playing music together, enjoy music together, and enjoy classical music. Most of our teachers, they feel that children don't enjoy classical music. They often don't enjoy a high-handed method, which is based indeed on a one-on-one way of teaching and cannot be directly translated to the classroom environment. So there we help the teachers with resources and professional development. We help them assess what is music, what is the basic, where do we start with children? They start with a sound starts, a sound stops. It is a high pitch, it's a low pitch, it's loud, it's soft. Even those basic, very basic things, we need to work with very young children and start from there. So there, from that knowledge, I've taken a lot from methodology, like Kodai and Orff, from European methodologies. So these are the 7 rubrics that we have done. Then we have a professional development program with our teachers and get together a lot, involve parents, integrated music in the classroom, where maths or languages or social science is taught through music. And the general classroom teachers and the arts teachers respect the learning outcomes from each other's classroom. So this is in the last 4 years we have been working. A lot to learn, a lot to grow, but we hope that through collective awareness of the importance of arts education, and that it's not a thing, okay, I can't perform, so I will teach. That the profession of teaching artists is a very, very important one in the process of making a stronger case for arts education. Now, we are also forced, of course, to go a lot more online. I've just done my first online teacher training. With the current state of affairs, we are creating more and more digital content as well. However, there is no replacement for learning at the feet of the guru. But we need to make young children ready, their minds and willingness to learn in that way and continue.
Thank you so much. And this was I can't endorse with you more, because art is definitely not recognized as a mainstream subject. In fact, at our university also, when we try and tell our students, they are of course in the higher education. I can imagine, if they would start early, it would be much better. But even to our students, when we speak about having one extracurricular subject, we call it extracurricular because we don't have a choice. It does not come under the mainstream subject course. And when a student is, for example, doing a BSc Honors in Agriculture, which is a 19 subject course, and even if we try and tell them that this will help you in your own subjects, even if we tell them that there are credits for this, they still wouldn't understand, and they consider it as a burden. And that's a real challenge. And as you rightly said, it has to start young. It has to be seeded at a stage. And what a remarkable work Sangeet for All is doing. I really applaud you for the kind of assessment modules and the course curriculum and the learning outcomes that you have designed. I think all the government needs to do is pick up from institution like yours and place it in the schools. That's all they need to do. I mean, it's remarkable the kind of work that you've done in flat 4 years. Thank you very much for being a part of our conference today. And now I will move on to the next speaker.